What's up, guys? We've all been there, and in fact, I'm there right now. Whenever your goals in your car audio system outreach the budget which you have to make it happen. So, here's my tips and list on how to get that system installed, working with a week to week budget where you're just able to sketch in a little bit here and there and build it. So nobody's good at saving up to buy something. I mean, it sucks. Of course, you could also go with something that's like Akima or one of the different places where you take out a loan. And that's actually not a bad plan, but just make sure you pay that loan off within 90 days so that you don't have any interest. So what I'm going to present to you now is another option. And this will help you get what you're looking for without breaking the bank all at one time. The first thing you're going to want to do is assess whether or not you're going to keep your head unit. And in most cases, if you're on an extreme budget, odds are you're driving an older vehicle, something from, 10, 15 years ago. In that case, you're probably going to want to update your head unit. And your head unit probably doesn't give you the stuff you want, like Bluetooth and different media inputs and maybe Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, things of that nature. And the first thing I recommend doing is, in that case, is updating your head unit and putting a set of coaxials in your front doors or wherever your front speakers are located. And there's a method to my madness, so y'all stick with me. For head units, I suggest looking at Boss. Boss makes pretty crappy amplifiers, but they have some really, really good head units. They offer a whole lot of functionality for a little bit of money. In some cases, you can get some really, really nice gear from Boss. But putting a head unit in and a nice set of front coaxials will get you in the game very quickly without breaking the bank. For the next stage, you're going to take and move those coaxials that you put in the front to the back and replace those front coaxials with a set of component speakers. So all you're having to buy on this setup is just the component speakers, possibly some sound deadener. I recommend doing that right off the bat too. But just replacing the front coaxials with components, now you've got front to rear, and you've got a new head unit. You got a whole lot better sound going on at that point. For the third stage, this setup, you're going to install your first amplifier. Get yourself a 4-channel amplifier and hook it up so that you're getting good power on all 4 of those speakers. That's the third phase. For phase number 4, you're going to add subwoofers to the trunk. And at this phase, either a single sub or a set of subs in the trunk, use the rear channels from your 4-channel amplifier to power those subs. Put the rear channels, the rear speakers back on deck power temporarily. So now you've got a good powered front stage, you've got a weaker rear stage, but you've got subs in the trunk. And this is the next to the last phase of the 5-channel system. On that 5th stage, you get yourself a subwoofer amplifier, a monoblock, and you hook that up to your subs. Now you put those rear channels back on those rear speakers again, and you've got a complete setup. Now that's the 5 stages of upgrade path, in my opinion. But there is one more stage, and this one involves a DSP. If you want to go this route, you can do this in the very beginning, or you can wait till the very end. Because of how a DSP hooks up, it's fairly easy to go into it and put it in at the last stage. Because all you're doing is intercepting the path of the RCAs going to your amplifiers and the amplifier. The DSP can be mounted right in between those two without having to do any major retrofitting. Putting in a good digital signal processor will give you the ability to tailor that sound to make it sound even better than it did before. And that would be stage 6, or the finisher. Now, the reason I'm listing all these things in stages is because, yes, you could go out and get a really inexpensive setup and put it all in at one time. But in the end, you'll have a pretty inexpensive setup, and it might not be the quality that you're looking for. Doing it in these stages will allow you to really buy the very best of equipment in each of these phases, so that when you get done in the end, you could have either an economy system that you're just scraping together to afford, or you could have that really baller high-end SQ system that you spend tons of money on, but you're buying it in pieces. So if you really want the mega awesome, Focals, Morales, Audio Frog, Audio Dynamic, but you can't afford those crazy costs of all this equipment, you can buy just the front speakers. See? Bam. You're already moving, you're already trucking. And then switch them to the back and add components in the front. And when you get done doing these phases, you can have achieved an entire system of whatever the level is you're shooting for without having to dump it all at one time. So hopefully this has been helpful. I'm just trying to throw some eyes out there to help my budget-minded people get the equipment that they're looking for and get the sound that they really want. Peace.